car, or I'll blow whatever little brains you have out.
Hey retro babes, it's GOOGii. I'm your favorite Afrofuturistic retro babe, and today we're gonna do another episode of Crafty Bitch Chronicles. This is the show where I take movies from my younger years or just my favorite movies that I've seen a billion times, and I do a movie analysis. And these are all women who are crafty babes who did what they needed to do to get their dream life. In today's video, we'll be going over one of my favorite movies. I know I say that all the time, but I'm a movie buff. I can't help it. I don't know what to tell you guys. And that movie is Just My Luck. I love this movie because it shows that good luck and bad luck is all about the perception of the mind and how circumstances don't matter. Your life can change in an instant for the better, or it can change in an instant for the worse. It's always shifting. Nothing is constant. So usually I do this video, if you guys have watched the other episodes, standing up and more of like podcast style. So you can play this while, you know, you're sitting down, while you're doing your makeup, while you're working out, whatever you choose to do. My iPad is on its last leg and it cracked really bad, and I'm upset about it, but it's okay. I've decided for this episode to do my makeup with you. So it's literally makeup in a movie, very Bailey Sarian style. Before we head into this video, really quickly, I wanted to let you guys know that my prints are back up on sale on my Etsy shop, and I'm so excited. They're right here. These are just a few of the prints I have. They're just a cute glossy print of my original artwork. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and let's get into the video. Just My Luck is a movie about a girl named Ashley who is super lucky. She's beautiful. Her family is rich. She lives in the most perfect apartment in New York City. You guys know how I feel about New York City apartments. Ashley is literally the luckiest girl in the world. She's the type of person who doesn't bring an umbrella because every time she walks outside, it stops raining.
No umbrella?
Really think I need one?
She finds money on the ground everywhere she goes. Anytime there seems to be any perceived inconvenience, it actually ends up working out in her favor. I don't know if you guys saw my other episode of Crafty Bitch Chronicles with Uptown Girls. She's definitely giving Molly energy, where she has like zero care in the world because everything always goes her way. It honestly reminds me of like a more lighthearted comedic version of that movie, because it is two stories going on at the same time, just like in Uptown Girls, except this is more like a romantic comedy with Jake. Jake is the type of guy who has always been unlucky. He's always had the short end of the stick. He's so used to his life not going the way he wants to that he actually plans for it. He's like the type of superstitious, has lucky dice on his bag, a rabbit's foot, but he doesn't let his circumstances stop him in a way. He's a manager of a band called McFly.
She's got a lip ring and
I freaking love McFly. It's that British, would you call it emo? British alternative band where they had that like emo hair that all the girls loved, including me at that time. But his luck just never goes in his favor, and he's trying to get the attention of this major head of a record label. What's so interesting about the beginning of this movie is you can clearly see where he struggles and where Ashley thrives. And it's funny because like they'll both have the same things happen to them, but it's the perception of each of them that makes the circumstances seem different, even though they're sort of the same. Like, she finds a $5 bill on the ground and thinks she's the luckiest person in the world, whereas he finds a $5 bill on the ground, but it has dog poop stuck to it.
Aww.
She ended up missing the elevator at her job so she would be on time for work, and it ended up working in her favor because the other elevator got stuck, whereas he, when trying to get the attention of the head of the major record label, was trying to help this lady and ended up falling on her and getting arrested. I love this because it shows that sometimes a good thing can be packaged as a bad thing. Going to get an elevator and it being closed right in front of your face so you have to wait for another one is like actually whoever you believe in, God, the universe, whatever, protecting you because that elevator got stuck.
Where is everybody?
And you were actually on time for your meeting. Not only was she on time for her meeting, she was the only one that showed up giving her the opportunity to pitch an idea to the same head of the record label that Jake was trying to get the attention of. Ashley works for a PR firm and was able to land the perfect pitch on the fly for this client who honestly didn't have the time or energy to wait for her boss to come in because she was stuck in that same elevator. I truly believe that sometimes you don't have to look for opportunities. Opportunities will just find you, and that was the perfect time for luck and opportunity to come into her life. Not only did Ashley create the perfect pitch, her boss loved her work so much that she got an instant promotion the same day. So let me run this down for you. This girl found $5 on the floor, accidentally won a radio contest, got a date, and got a promotion all in the same day. And she's just so like, I don't know, she just expects good things to come to her, and they do. Versus Jake, who ended up in jail by accident, and he's so used to being in jail that he asked to be sent to a certain precinct because they're nice there. He just expects the worst, and he always receives the worst. Ashley has two friends, Maggie and Dana, and I love it because they show the two opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to like spirituality. Dana's more of like the astrology girl. She's always reading her horoscope. She's always seeing how the stars align.
Currently, Saturn is in line with Neptune.
Dana, you know those things aren't exactly factual.
And Maggie's more of the free spirit, like good things happen, bad things happen, but no matter what, we're all gonna be okay type of person.
You know what they say, one door closes and two doors open.
So for today's makeup look, since it's a lucky luck of the Irish, just my luck theme, we're gonna be using the Kimchi palette. This is the Juicy 9 Virgin Mojito. It's kind of dirty because I've had this palette for a while, but it's basically all greens. I like how it has sparkly and matte colors. I want to do a really simple look. I wore this look when I went out for the St. Patrick's Day parade on the 1st of March. So you guys can just recreate it and do it when you go out for St. Patty's Day. So Ashley's pitch for the head of the record label was a party to raise funds, more specifically a masquerade ball. It was supposed to be a night you'll never forget, a super fantasy. And this was the night that changed everything for her. Everything started out great. She was praised as she normally was. And then she met Jake. So Jake is still trying to get his band seen. He ends up getting through the back door because she wouldn't let him in through the front. She wouldn't let any strays in through the front. So he ends up going through the back and disguises himself as one of the dancers. And of course he has a mask on and everything. And him and Ashley have the cutest meet cute.
I'm sucking up to the boss, huh?
And they kiss on the dance floor. And honestly, to be dramatic, it was like the kiss of death, but it wasn't a kiss of death. It was the kiss of fate. It was one of those tingling, life-changing, life-altering, literally kisses. First, I'm gonna go into the Dark Renaissance palette, and I'm just gonna take a brown and put it in my crease, just as a transition shade, since we're gonna be doing bright colors. And when I put it in my crease, like I've told you guys in so many of my videos, I like to go all the way up into the brow and down, and that's how I contour my nose and my eye at the same time. It's important to note that if you're a type of law of attraction, law of assumption girly, if you're not, I'm so sorry, this is the channel for that. So you might want to scroll off, click off, or just sit and listen, and you might learn you something. When it comes to law of assumption, it's all about belief. It's literally in the thing, law of assumption. And there was a moment right before all of this went down, like literally right before, where her belief got shaken a little bit. She encountered this fortune teller, and this fortune teller told her that she would find a lover and that her fate would be changed for forever. She basically was giving her a warning that her luck and good fortune that she's always had would be changed.
Uh-oh. Be careful. This card, the Wheel of Fortune, it is upside down.
And of course, she like laughs it off. I forgot to note, right before the party, Ashley was blissfully unaware of how lucky she was, how lucky her life is. Like I said, she just expected her life to go this way, her life to be this way. She didn't even know that she was lucky until her friend pointed it out to her, like, girl, everything goes your way.
Face it, babe. When they whacked you with that lucky stick, they whacked you good.
Her friend, who has been with her ever since she was in grade school, was like, girl, you won prom queen, okay? And so I won prom queen. And her friend's like, girl, you won prom queen at another school. That's how lucky you are. You're literally paying for our sushi dinner on a company card from a promotion that you just walked in and got earlier that day. And it was giving a little jealous, I'm not gonna lie. Even her other friend was like, don't be jealous. Maggie's like, do not be a hater. Sometimes when things just go your way, when you're talented, when you're good at your job, because honestly, if she did a shitty pitch, if she wasn't able to think quick on her feet, she would have not gotten that promotion. But she thought quick on her feet. She took that moment of opportunity and ran with it. And it could have gone good and it could have gone bad. But the point is, she took the chance.
If it's not worth the minute, then I will give you $965.
Hope you have your checkbook.
Of course, yes, the girl is lucky, but also because of her level of self-concept, she had the courage and the audacity to go for the pitch when she could have just kept making excuses for her boss. She could have took that moment to rag on her boss, rag on the company. She could have took that moment and just buckled in fear, but instead she stood up and not saved her own ass, but she saved her bosses as well. And I say this from experience because I considered myself unlucky for a long time, y'all. And then out of nowhere in the past recent, like maybe 6 years, I started to do well on social media. And I remember I had a person in my life comment on how things just go my way, like how I'm lucky and stuff. And they don't understand the struggle that got me here, the struggle to even speak up. I'm a very shy, quiet person. It takes a lot of audacity for me to film, show myself, show my life. And more recently, if you guys have been watching my Girlhood Diaries, share more personal stories about my life. Even though I got where she was coming from, because outside looking in, it could look like that. It took a lot of skill to make this look easy. In the crease, I'm gonna be using the color Sour Pop. So like I said, the moment, the literal moment that she kissed Jake, her life changed and his life changed. He ran outside to go get record producer's attention. Meanwhile, she inside, her dress ripped.
My dress, at least you're wearing underwear.
She broke her heel. She was choking on an olive, and come to find out that the guy that she set up her boss with ended up being a prostitute.
You're a prostitute?
At an escort. I thought you knew.
And honestly, y'all, if you guys actually go and watch this movie, which I encourage you to, and now that you know that he is a prostitute, when you watch the movie, you can see how clear as day he was about it. He didn't lie about it at all. You know, ignorance is bliss type of thing. When I do my crease, I like to make a little V with it. That's just the 2016 makeup girly with it. And then I like to go into the brow because I don't know, I like to make it a little alternative. You don't got to do all this. That's just me. When Jake ran outside to catch head of the record label, y'all know I'm bad at these names when I do these movies. I really got to have like a name list on me. He ended up saving that man's life. And because he's lucky now, he asked him, hey, do you want a favor? You just saved my life. You could have anything you want in this moment right now. And he said, please listen to my band CD. He's so used to begging that he was about to go on this whole spiel about how they're the greatest band, they're this UK band, do his whole, you know, elevator pitch. And the man just literally stopped him. He's like, it's done. It's done. And that's how manifestation really be. When you know you deserve something, when you know that luck is on your side, the minute you say that you want something, there's no explanation needed. There's no specific circumstance needed. It's done. You want to be a successful business owner? Done. You want to be a successful YouTuber? Done. You want to be a millionaire? Done. It's done. The process will now start for you to get that. I just want to close up so you guys can see, especially if you're beginners. I left the lid blank. For the lid, I'm going to be using these two sparkly colors. I can't remember if I mixed them or if I just used one and put one on top of the other. The first one is called Mint Chip. The second one is called Lime Fizz. And when I do my cut creases, because now I'm just too lazy, I'm going to use my finger and just easy makeup. We're just going to put it on. And when the whole look is finished, it's just going to look like a cut crease, honestly. Ashley was kind of given entitled white woman because when they were in jail, Ashley literally is so used to having things go her way that she did not realize or understand the gravity of the situation. She thought she was being punked.
I know what's going on here.
What?
Where do you think he is?
Where do I think who is?
the host.
Like Ashton Kutcher level punked, when honestly, I don't know how, when no one knows who she is. And her boss had to give her reality check like, babe, we're in jail. This is real. Calm the hell down. Girl, don't mess with these people. Have some decorum, basically, because she's just not used to bad shit happening to her. From far away, it kind of looks like a cut crease. But up close, I just, just swiped it like that with my finger on both sides. And now I'm gonna clean up under the under eye. Because of Jake's luck, his band got signed literally in less than 10 minutes. That's how quick things can change for you in this lifetime, for better or for worse. Not only that, but he got a new penthouse.
This is my new apartment.
I know. It's pretty amazing.
And he got a date, like all in the same day. Literally the luckiest day of this man's life. Meanwhile, Ashley, her world has crumbled down, and now she's on a mission to figure out how to fix this. She realizes that the fortune teller, what they said was right, which we know as law assumption girlies, it's not that she's right, it's that she believes that she's right. She went back to the fortune teller to fix it, and she told her, you gotta go back to the scene of the crime, okay? You gotta find the man who kissed you and kiss him back to win your luck back. So this girl had this new plan. She literally printed out every single man who she hired to dance that night and hunted them down to kiss them, and to prove that she was lucky, we used a lotto ticket to scratch off to see if she would win a scratch off.
The key to getting my life back, guys.
But we all know that that plan would not work because Jake was not a hired dancer. He snuck his way in. I think it's the perfect time to mention how if you are a person who's into law of assumption, we always say to not figure out the how, just have the intention out there. But that's with anything, because when you start to mess with the how, it's not gonna work. Like your brain literally sometimes can't comprehend the how, unless it's inspired action, which we'll get to in a second. She was trying to come up with this plan to kiss every guy to get her luck back because she needed it so bad. It didn't work, and it would have never worked because she didn't even hire Jake. So there was no way she could have found him. There was no paper trail on him. There was no paperwork about him. She couldn't even see his face, so she doesn't even know that that was not the same person. But that's okay. Even when you do mess with the middle, even when you do trying to figure out the how, you can still get what you want. For the inner corner and for the brow bone, I'm gonna take the Happy palette from Kimchi Beauty, and we're just gonna go into these like champagne colors. I really think I wanna do that one. Yeah. After feeling so defeated, Ashley was just so down and out, and fate brought her and Jake back together when she went into this restaurant, just literally doing anything to sit down or eat or use the bathroom.
No bite, no bathroom.
This girl literally had her apartment flooded in. She's broke now. She has no job. She's hungry. She'd been to jail twice at this point. Like I said, y'all go and watch the movie to get the full story. And she ended up in the same restaurant where Jake was eating lunch. And they had met again. And at this point, they don't know who each other is because they had the mask on.
Jake.
Ashley.
He helped her out. He gave her the last of his food, as well as he got her his same job at the bowling alley where he worked at before he got signed to that record company. So I really want to quickly show y'all a trick. You see how I have the light and the green here, but it's kind of like muddy and stuff. It's not really blended. I'm going to take the brush that has the brown on it without adding any other product, and I'm just going to blend the two together. Lightly, very lightly. Just blend the two together. And also blending the outside, so it has more of that airbrushed effect. This one I didn't go as high up on, but that's okay. Things don't have to be perfect. I used to be such a perfectionist. In the scene where she's starting her job at the bowling alley, you can tell she's never had to work hard like a day in her life. But I also kind of love that because she took the job anyway, even though it was maintenance work. And this girl was sitting up here waxing floors in heels. And I think that's just so bad bitch. Like, come on now. But she eventually learned, like, hey, it's not about aesthetics, it's about getting the job done. They have this heart-to-heart where he tells her why he identifies with her and how his luck has not always been the greatest.
Where you are right now, I've been there. I was kind of the mayor of there.
And she even starts to affirm that this is who she is now, that she just gives up. She gives up trying to get her luck back. She gives up trying to be the person who she was before. She accepts the fact that this is all there is. And he even told her that when you give up, when you accept for who you are, that's how you can just live your happy life and just accept your fate as it is. But what I didn't like is that she just started affirming to herself that she's pathetic, she's a disaster, and she's a loser. And it annoyed me for two reasons. For one, I don't like to affirm negatively to myself, and I don't like that she did that because she just had one thing that happened bad to her. And you guys know that I said bad days are just a string of bad moments. One thing can happen you bad in a day, and how you react and see the rest of the day based off on one event can affect your whole day and affect your whole mood, instead of regulating yourself and realizing, hey, this moment right now is shitty, but I can move past it, and tomorrow will be better. Later on will be better. 5 minutes from now will be better. And the other thing that pissed me off from her being like a very privileged white woman is that the one day that things don't go her way, or the 1 week that things don't go her way, she's already saying that she's a loser. So because you don't have a job right now, or you don't have the perceived success that you used to have, now you're a loser. I don't know, that just irritates me. Like, I get it's the point of the movie and the story, and it's very good for me to share with you guys. This past year, I learned how to have worth outside of what everybody else sees. Hello, self-worth. Living in my sister's living room, not making any money from my clothing line that I deliberately quit my job to do, that I thought I was gonna be so successful on. It messed with my mental extremely bad. It really fucked with my mental. I had to learn my worth outside of being successful to other people. I had to be successful to myself first. I had to tell myself that I was worthy first. I had to choose myself first and not worry about what anybody else thinks. If they think I'm dumb, they think I'm stupid, if they think that it was dumb for me to quit my job. I thought it was dumb for me too for a minute. Hello? Like, I'm the one living with it. I know it was dumb. Would I do it again? Hell yeah, because I know myself, I know my worth, and I knew at that time that where I was working and what I was doing and how I was living was not for me. And now that I know my worth, I know that I should have followed the plan that I originally had for myself. Now I'm gonna go back into that green, what is it called? Into Sour Pop with a flat brush and go under the eye. While they were having this conversation with Luck being on Jake's side, he revealed to Ashley that the band is in desperate need of a song because the record label wants to push out more music since they're doing extremely well. And Ashley's like, wait a minute, I have a friend who's a songwriter. So they got Maggie to write a song and everyone loved it. At this point, Jake talks about how he used to be so unlucky, and lately in the past week he's had this extreme string of luck, especially since knowing that his band was doing so poorly in New York and they're from London, that they gave him 1 week to get it together before they would move back home. After overhearing a conversation, she found out that he was at the Masquerade ball and he's the one that she actually kissed.
Jake is the guy I kissed at the Masquerade bash. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes.
When she tells her friends about this, they're actually really excited. They're like, good, you wanted love, you found love. Like, what's the issue, girl? And she's like, yeah, but if I kiss him, then I'll get my luck back. And her friend's like,
And that's a problem.
like, what's the issue? Where's the problem? And my girl straight up landed one on him and dipped. And she tested her luck with the scratch offs and her luck was fully restored. I'm gonna do like a thin cat eye. I like this movie because it shows every action has a reaction and everything has a consequence, whether it end up being bad or good, in your favor or against you. And in this instance, since she got her luck back, that was good for her. But because her friend Maggie got her song promoted while Jake was lucky, since Jake didn't have his luck anymore, record label decided that the song was no longer a fit. Ashley was ridden with so much guilt and she apologized to Maggie, and Maggie's like, how could this even be your fault? Like, Girl, there's no such thing as good or bad luck. It's just some things happen for you that are good and some things happen for you that are bad. Maggie said something that I love. She's like, I don't like to dwell on the bad, because when you dwell on the bad, you don't notice the good. And that's the whole thing with law of assumption, is you don't dwell on the bad. You accept the bad things that happen. You recognize that they happen, and then you move on from it. I think law of assumption gets such a bad rep for toxic positivity, but honestly, that's because y'all are just following the wrong people. In my reality, you're allowed to have sad moments. That doesn't ruin your manifestation. You're allowed to be frustrated. You're allowed to be angry. That doesn't ruin your manifestation. You don't have to be on a high vibe. You can get what you want when you're pissed off. Honestly, recently, I have found out that a lot of things I get are by complaining. Lately, I've been complaining using the term I wish. And when you see I wish on a piece of paper, you think it's like you're wishing like a genie. I wish I could have this. I wish I could have that. But for me, I was pissed off when I was doing it. I was like, man, I wish I could have this. I wish I could eat this for dinner. And then I would drop it and let it go because I was so pissed off. And then literally within days, I would have the thing that I said I wished for. So I think the energy behind what you're saying, like being mad, being upset, being frustrated, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you assume and what you tell yourself and what you dwell on. I just want to reiterate that all of this is just like a perspective shift. The events that happen in this can be perceived good or bad. It's just depending on what mindset you are in. Immediately after she got her luck back, she got her job back. It turns out that the prostitute that she got thrown in jail for and her boss fell in love. That was their little meet cute. She got her job back and she manifested an apology from her boss. But at the same time, she had this huge guilt still inside of her. And what I love about Maggie is that even though things didn't go her way, even though she didn't get her song played at McFly's first concert, which by the way was sold out, she still decided to show up to the concert because she's such a good sport. She's like, we have the free tickets, we have the free night off, we're still gonna go. Did my record not get played? Yeah, but shit happens. It will get played again. I know who I am as an artist. I know how talented I am. I'm gonna have a fun night with the band that I love. I take the Hopeless Romantic palette and I've lately been using Daydream. I've loved like a pinky blush. On opening night, Ashley decides to give Jake the luck back for one last time. She realizes that Jake needs it more than her. She's been lucky her whole life and she just honestly loves him and she wants to see him do well. So she kisses him one last time and just bolts. And she tells Maggie that she wants to go back to her parents' house and figure out her life and figure out her next steps. I think at this point of the movie, her friends are like kind of frustrated with her because they love her so much.
Please don't tell me you still believe in that stuff.
But Ashley's a Leo. And Leos, I will say that for us, we are so dramatic. We think we have like sometimes black or white thinking, all or nothing thinking. That's why we can be seen as like very loyal or very cold or very angry or very happy. Our emotions are heightened because it's like no middle ground. And for her, she's like in her head thinks they can never be together. He needs the luck more than her. She has to go home and run away now because she can't have him in the way she wants, and she wants to give him this perfect life. And if he's gonna have this perfect life, that means that she can't be in it. And her friends are just like, girl, you love this man, go and be with him. So this was the final makeup look. All I did was put on a lash I got from eBay. I took my sister's yellow liner and I put a line underneath the brow and a line right underneath the liner. That's like my signature. Sometimes I'll do it underneath here. And for lips, like I told you guys before, for the Bratz collection, my favorite one is the Chloe lip kit. So this is the Chloe lip kit. I still had to do like a brown lip liner on it. You guys did say that you wanted me to do swatches of these, so I'll try to do that. Maybe I'll do it in like a short so I don't have to do a long dedicated video to it and show you guys how I fix them. I had to wear my green. This jacket I got from Finesse. You guys have seen this jacket before. My shirt I got from Forever 21 ages ago. And this is just my necklace that I put my key on. So in the end of the movie, I did not forget to wrap it up for you guys. When she was at Grand Central Station, Jake caught up with her and he said that the luckiest thing that's ever happened to him was meeting her.
It's been great, but I'll be fine without it.
How do you know that?
Because I'll have you in my life.
So they just started kissing, and it was so cute because you kept seeing the station saying on time delay, because they were transferring the luck from each other. And I just feel like it was the sweetest thing on the planet. I really love this movie. I think it's the perfect girl movie. I think it's the perfect sleepover movie. I love the way it shows how perspective is everything, and I love how it shows in the end that she realized that good or bad luck, it doesn't matter. You're focusing on the bad when the luckiest thing is finding the one you love that has been there the entire time. Like, as long as she's with him and he's with her, they are the luckiest people on the earth, okay? And if you want to know where the luck ended up going, you're just gonna have to see the movie. I'm not gonna tell you guys. You're gonna have to go watch it. Go watch the movie, come back to this video, and let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.